gentlemen, good afternoon. I don't know why they always say it on Sports Radio 810, but I guess I'm not allowed to wear the same jacket and shirt with the sports uniforms like Chiefs and Chiefs. I don't understand it. If anybody can explain it to me, great, but I don't understand the rule. I just don't understand why I can't wear the same two logos on my sweatshirt and hat. It's the dumbest rule I ever heard in my life. The dumbest rule I ever heard in my life. And I've got another one under me for the KC Chiefs, so I don't care what the rule is, but I guess today I decided to follow by the rule. I don't know. Anyways, besides that point, the Chiefs played the Texans yesterday in the Kansas City Chiefs, and before you knew it, they had a 63-yard return by Nico Remigio. But on that play, Rico Onimihau fumbled the play. The Chiefs luckily recovered, but couldn't get it in. Play calling was suspect. 2 plays to Isaiah Pacheco, and the Chiefs were out after a fade pass in the end zone that really had no hope. And the Chiefs settled for a field goal, 3-0, and I mean settled. The Texans were getting a little bit on the drive as a 34-yard play to Dalton Schultz, but the Texans also settled for a field goal. Chiefs and Travis Kelce had a big day. He had a big catch on the drive where the Chiefs settled for a field goal. A punt and a missed field goal by the Texans, and that would prove to be a daily function. As Keith Feinberg missed a 55-yard field goal, Leo Chenal got a hand on it as he missed it. Leo Chenal would come up big again. A touchdown on 5 plays. The big play coming, the 49-yard pass to Travis Kelce. And then a run up by the middle by Kareem Hunt. A field goal before the end of the half, 13-6. And then a touchdown response and a big play. A 2nd and 19 for 14. A 3rd and 5 for 5 yards. And then another third down conversion. Another third down conversion, both being on 3rd and 1. A 3rd and 5 conversion by C.J. Stroud up the middle. And on a 1st and 13, a touchdown pass of that grueling 15-play drive. But Keith Feinbaum would miss another kick. Touchdown Chiefs. A 4th and 1 conversion. Run up the middle by Kareem Hunt. Kingsley Suamataia was reported eligible. He hasn't been that great all season, but they put him in for a running play to convert the 4th down. That worked. 3rd and goal from the 11. Travis Kelce again. Touchdown Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was falling down and a leg on him, and he threw it, leg right here, defensive tackle, throws it, touchdown. Mahomes, one of the greatest throws ever to see. Literally, his leg was like this, and he somehow threw it forward like this and threw it for a touchdown. I would think you'd have to throw like this, at least I would. Touchdown Chiefs. It was 20-12. So it was also a great concentration by Kelce to keep it alive, to keep that touchdown that he caught for a touchdown Chiefs, the biggest play of the game. The defense came alive after that. A turnover on downs. A punt by the Chiefs. The Chiefs couldn't quite wrap it up. But they got a field goal after another punt by the Texans. A blocked field goal by Leo Chenal. And now I don't understand why he did this, but a walk-in safety by the punter to not make it. It was 23-12. 12. I mean, that couldn't have resulted in any difference. But I guess they had to make a play to cover. I don't know. 23-14, Chiefs win. The Commanders and Lions met up and rack it up. Or did both teams? You'll understand that when I spell it out to you at the end. A punt by the Lions when the Lions figured out David Montgomery couldn't come back after he tore his MCL. And then they went on to Jamar Gibbs. But that may have proved costly. A turnover on downs by the Commanders. A touchdown. 2 big plays. Jamar Gibbs, a screen over the middle was the biggest play. 7-0 Lions. A field goal made it 7-3. D. Armstrong forced it. Jared Goff fumbled it. On the sack, it was recovered by the Lions. A touchdown by the Commanders to make it 9-7. A missed extra point by the Commanders. A touchdown Lions. A big play to Jared Goff to Amain St. Brown, who is really good in the game. He always is good. I don't know why that's a story, but he went for 34 yards on that pass that converted it into a touchdown to make it 14-10. But the Commanders would come back and make it 17-14. A big play over the middle by Jaden Daniels to Trey McClain from the 42-yard line of Washington into the end zone of a 50-yard, 8-yard play. An interception for a touchdown by Jared Goff. That was scored. It was 24-14. Lions would respond quickly with a touchdown. Jamal Williams scored it on there. That was a touchdown to make it third 24-21. But the Lion Commanders would come right back. The story of the day, and a deep pass to Damian Brown. That was big. That was a huge play of 38. That put him down to the 6-yard line of Detroit. Touchdown Commanders on 3rd and 5. Short middle to Zach Ertz. 31-21. A Lions interception again. The Lions turned the ball over 3 times in the game in the first half. A punt by the Commanders in an 11-play drive. Touchdown. That was a 20-yard big setter upper for Maine St. Brown to throw it for double pitch. A pitch David Montgomery, a pitch forward to Maine St. Brown for 20 yards. That made it 31-28. Big fourth and 3 for 2 yards. Then a 2nd and 6. Austin Eckler, backup running back, touchdown. His second big catch of the day. Commanders stayed up 10. But then Jared Goff threw another INT. Austin Eckler made another big play, again for 35 yards. He wants to be in the Super Bowl. That went for a touchdown. The Lions were desperate. A missed field goal by the Commanders, but it was already too late. Another INT by Jared Goff in the end zone. It took him so long to get it down there, and the only difference between Alex Smith and Jared Goff is Alex Smith wouldn't have thrown the interception, but at the end of the game, he wouldn't have won the game in either. That's games from yesterday. Rams and Eagles. Eagles were favored by 6. Players to watch out for the Rams. Quarterback Jared Goff. Running back Kyron Williams, who's been really good this season. He has over 1,200 yards. Baden Fisk, defensive player, big for the Rams. The Eagles host. They're the most talented team in the world, I think a top 5 quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Either run with it or will throw it. He can, fourth and short, he's the most elite quarterback you can have. Saquon Barkley, who got 2,000 yards, one of the only very few players to do that. Derrick Henry did that in 2020. A.J. Brown, receiver, he's one of the best in the game. Great defense by the Eagles. Also, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Darius Slay, a veteran. Jalen Carter, who would have been a first-round pick had he stayed out of trouble in 2023. That did not happen. He was picked 9th overall by the Eagles. The Eagles will need more pressure on defense. That was supposed to be a good game. Great thing for the Eagles. It has remained suspect at best. The Eagles are my pick to go to the Super Bowl, and I don't see why I'm changing at all now. And they will go up against a team that the Rams, hoping they made the big trade again for Jared Goff, as Matthew Stafford goes for a second Super Bowl. Kyron Williams, who had almost 1,300 yards. Of course, he'll be going up against the MVP, Saquon Barkley. The Rams have a great shot at winning it, but they have the coach that people like. The Eagles, of course, have the coach that they don't like in Nick Sirianni. Here we go with we give you their team. The Eagles aren't my second favorite team, so if that's why I'm not sure if I picked them. Braden Fisk is a player to watch out for. Eagles host the Commanders, Jalen Hurts, Braden Fisk. The Eagles are my second favorite team thanks to Andy Truxas. Kick is at 2, 6.5 is a line. Eagles by 7, 24-17 is my game. The best game of the day will certainly, most hopefully, be the Bills and the Ravens. The Ravens ran them out of the building, 35-10. Buffalo will hopefully be more ready. It'll be the 2 MVP favorites. And I mean, they knocked it out of the park like Jim Thome hit a home run out of Kauffman Stadium by the food stands. If you ever ask me about that game, I'll tell you it was the furthest home run I've ever hit. I've ever seen, not ever hit, ever seen. And that's how much Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen knocked it out of the park. Now, Lamar Jackson has 41 touchdowns. He's probably my MVP. What do I always say? Lamar Jackson has a hard time improving in the playoffs. Running back Derrick Henry, they've got the leg up on that, but maybe not as much as you think. Wide receiver Zay Flowers, who is doubtful for the game. So we'll be on to Rashard Bateman, who will likely need help from Mark Andrews, who was one of the best tight ends at one time. Isaiah likely needs to show up big. On the Ravens defense, they have one of the most talented defenses in Kyle Hamilton. A safety, Waquan Smith, a great player, a defensive player of the year, a linebacker in Obifi Owen, one of the best linebackers there, a middle linebacker for the Ravens, Waquan Smith, he's the best in the league, one of the best in the league. Marlon Humphrey, cornerback, he's one of the most talented players in the league as well. Now we go on to the Bills. Quarterback Josh Allen, I just talked about. He is one of the best players in the NFL. The greatest player to not have the greatest stats, and is also an MVP candidate. Second runner-up to probably Lamar Jackson as his weeks continue of coming back to have a great season at the end. James Cook, he's really good. Had over 1,000 yards, but made a bigger impact than that. Khalil Shakir, he's really good. Defense for the Bills, Ed Oliver, a disruptive defensive tackle. Greg Rosen, considered one of the best consistent rushers in the league. Tyron Johnson, a nickel, potentially excellent, one of the best in the game. Terrell Benyard, called the best middle linebacker in the game. Give me the Bills just because I've picked them the whole season, 36-33, It'll be a very close game. Tyler Bass kicks it through for the winning field goal. That's Sam on Sports.